Hairstyling in film is more than a visual accessory. It is a practical and creative tool used to reflect character, period, class, mood and tone. It works in a theme with costume and makeup, yet holds a distinct space within a film's visual language. Over the decades, hairstyling has proven essential in shaping the emotional and aesthetic identity of characters, whether grounded in realism or stylized in fiction. This is Cinema Essay, where I like to explore and get an insight in the various areas of filmmaking, and this is why hairstyling matters. One of the earliest examples of hair becoming central to a character's identity can be seen in silent film, where exaggerated hairstyles help define roles visually in the absence of dialogue. Stars like Clara Bow were the iconic flapper bob, a style that quickly moved from the screen into the everyday culture. These visual choices often mirror or influence the times, while also helping to tell the story. During Hollywood's golden age, hairstyling became more structured and closely monitored by the studios. Paramount Studios famously hired Sydney Guilaroff, one of the first credited hairstylists in film, who styled Greta Garbo, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marilyn Monroe. Guilaroff wasn't simply assigned to brush and curl. He collaborated with many directors and costume designers, developing looks that would become visual shorthand for glamour and character. The role of the hairstylist expanded as films began traveling further into historical and fantastical settings. In movies like Cleopatra, hairstyling became both an aesthetic and cultural decision. Hair helped actors inhabit their roles more fully and helped audiences feel transported into another world. Stylist Elizabeth Courtney created intricate wigs and braiding patterns that reflected both ancient Egyptian influence and 1960s Hollywood taste. Hairstylists often worked in tandem with the costume and art departments to develop a cohesive world. A character's hairstyle must make sense with the chosen era, social class, and the physical requirements of filming. If a character wears a hat frequently or spends scenes in water or wind, the hairstyle must withstand continuity challenges. These practical concerns are a central part of pre-production meetings. To build hairstyles that endure long shooting days, stylists use a mix of natural and synthetic wigs, setting sprays, adhesives, lace fronts and pins that many stylists preset the night before, especially for period pieces where heat tools can't be used on synthetic materials. Custom wigs may be colored or ventilated to replicate natural growth, often requiring weeks of preparation before the first day of shooting. Hairstyling for cinema is as much a technical discipline as it is creative. Professionals in the field must master the range of techniques, including wig knotting, lace front application, ventilation, which is the process of inserting individual hairs into lace, and period-accurate setting methods like wet setting, finger waves, or pin curls. Stylists often rely on airbrush tools, heat styling equipment with precise temperature control, and hair-safe adhesives that remain intact under heat, sweat, or extended wear. Special attention is given to the light conditions. Hair can reflect or absorb light in ways that affect cinematography, so stylists work closely with cinematographers to adjust color tones, shine, and volume. A hair kit on a professional film set contains far more than brushes and sprays. It typically includes multiple types of wigs, padding for period shapes, hair pieces, silicone-based styling products, matte and gloss sprays, small sewing kits for weft attachment, and even eyebrow and facial hair prosthetics. For long shoots or complex action sequences, stylists often build backup wigs with matching textures and layers, ready to replace a damaged or wet one mid-shooting. Human hair is preferred for natural flow, but synthetic fibers are often used when heat styling or budget limitations require more durable alternatives. Prestigious workshops like the Wigmaker Associates, the Makeup and Hair Company in the UK, and Wig Art Hair Studios in the US are frequently contracted by film productions to build custom wigs and hairpieces. These studios specialize in hand-ventilated wigs for actors, historical replicas, and texture matching for stunt doubles. Their technicians work months in advance for principal photography to ensure the pieces move and behave naturally on camera, often dyeing and ventilating hair strand by strand. In larger productions, these workshops collaborate closely with costume designers and production designers to ensure cohesion across departments. Advanced hairstyling also involves training in hair health and scalp care, especially when actors wear heavy or tight wigs for long durations. Stylists on set may rotate pieces between shooting days to allow actors' scalps to rest. For stunts, special protective wigs are built to cushion impact or disguise harnesses. Increasingly, productions consult with medical professionals to ensure that protective techniques are applied when repeated styling or adhesive use risks damaging the actor's natural hair. All these details are part of the craftwork that rarely reaches the screen but remains essential to the performance and safety for the actors. The influence of hairstyling in cinema is not confined to the screen. Viewers frequently adopt the styles they see. Audrey Hepburn's Breakfast at Tiffany's Beehive became a reference point for elegance. Farrah Fawcett's feathered waves defined the 1970s. More recently, the sharp undercuts from Mad Max Fury Road or the soft waves in La La Land found their way into the salons around the world. Incorporating hairstyling into a movie begins with the director and production designer discussing the visual tone. Once casting is confirmed, the hair department head collaborates with the costume designer and sometimes the cinematographer to ensure the hair complements lighting, camera angles, and costume silhouettes. Hair tests are often conducted to determine how styles read on the different lighting setups. On set, the hair department works closely with the assistant director and script supervisor to maintain continuity. Stylists touch up actors between takes, monitor for visual consistency, and sometimes completely restyle between scenes if flashbacks or different time periods are involved. They are among the first to arrive and last to leave, as hair prep can take hours. The person in charge of designing hairstyling in a film is typically the department head or key hairstylist. They may oversee a team of stylists, wig makers, and assistants. In large productions, multiple units require the replication of styles across stand-ins, stunt doubles, or background performers. Detailed documentation and continuity photos help track every curl and parting.
There's two departments filming at the same time, so it's imperative that things like wigs, continuity photos, all travel together and that every member of the team is aware of what the look is, because if we do have to take over someone's artist, we know exactly what we're doing and there's no mess-ups when we're watching the show, hopefully.
Iconic hairstyles in film come in many forms. The pompadours of Grease, the buff in Pulp Fiction, the otherworldly looks from the Hunger Games, and even the beards of the dwarves in The Hobbit show how varied and symbolic hairstyling can be. Sometimes simplicity becomes iconic. Bruce Willis's buzz cut in Die Hard became a visual shorthand for grit and minimalism. Modern hairstylists like Camille Friend from Black Panther and Neal from A Rainey's Black Bottom have brought contemporary techniques and cultural awareness to the craft, pushing the field into more nuanced and researched territory. Their work represents collaboration, detail, and respect for personal and cultural identity within the story being told. The recognition of hairstyling by the Academy was long delayed. Until 1981, hairstylists were folded into the general best makeup category. After increasing industry advocacy and the visual demands for new genres, the Academy created a formal shared category, Best Makeup and Hairstyling. This category was first awarded in 1981 to An American Werewolf in London, though hairstyling wasn't always created directly in early years. The Academy didn't change the name of the category until the 2000s. As techniques advanced and visibility grew, hairstylists earned a more prominent place in the film industry. And the inclusion in the Oscars wasn't just symbolic, it also influenced union contracts, screen credits, and the professional recognition of stylists as vital creative contributors to the filmmaking process. Daily work for hairstylists include script breakdowns, continuity logs, and managing actors' schedules for restyling, maintenance, and reshoots. In historical dramas, stylists often consult archival references, while in science fiction they may collaborate with concept artists to design hair that aligns with the futuristic aesthetics. Changing hair can suggest a character evolution, instability, empowerment, or even disguise. For instance, Natalie Portman's shaved head in V for Vendetta marked a visual turning point. In Gone Girl, Rosamund Pike's shift between styles suggests manipulation and reinvention. The boundaries of hairstyling extend into prosthetics when hair is blended into special effects, such as critters, burns, or age transformations. In these cases, hairstylists often partner with the prosthetics department, attaching lace pieces or hair ventilation directly onto prosthetic appliances. Hairstyling in cinema continues to evolve alongside changes in texture representation, gender identity, and cultural inclusion. Hair is not neutral, it carries history, symbolism, and personal meaning. Films today are increasingly aware of this, often hiring stylists from specific cultural expertise to honor accurate portrayals. Films with fantasy elements or heightened realism frequently use hairstyling as a way to distinguish worlds or ideologies. In The Lord of the Rings, the elves' long braids contrasted with the rough thoughts of the orcs. In The Fifth Element, bright colors and geometric shapes made bold narrative statements about the future. In The Hunger Games, the citizens of the capital often wear extravagant hairstyles, suggesting a drastic change in social class with the rest of the country. During production, the hairstyling team also supports actors' comfort and psychological readiness. Hair preparation is often a quiet moment before stepping into character, and the routine of being styled helps performers transition from themselves into the role. Even if it shares the spotlight with costume and makeup, hairstyling remains a unique voice in a film aesthetic language. It bridges storytelling with physical transformation, subtle enough to feel natural. Ultimately, hairstyling in film is a craft grounded in research, coordination, and respect for character. It is not only about looks, but understanding what a character is experiencing and how that can be expressed visually, strand by strand. This was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit the like button and subscribe. Leave a comment of what other videos would you like me to make about filmmaking, and see you next time.